But before I do, I must tell you about the schools in our town. Chapter 1. The Two Schools. There is the King George School, which is the posh school. It is next to rolling hillside. It has 100 buildings which have towers that are 10 stories high. It also has 10 football fields and a massive swimming pool with diving boards and 20 friendly ponies for the children to ride on. And then there is our school, St. Bart's. It's beside the old factory, and it has one building, and we have one animal, Mrs. Chipstead, the school chicken, who bites children. We also have one football field, which has one goal with no net, and it has a muddy puddle under the goal that is so big you wouldn't be surprised to see crocodiles hiding there, waiting to bite chunks out of the goalie's bottom. We need repairs. At the King George School, this would probably not be a problem. They would simply have a gigantic school fete. And there would be bungee jumping and Olympic diving and free rides on an elephant or spaceship, and they'd probably raise 25 million and they'd repair everything. Our school fetes are just two mammies standing behind a pile of wet books. No one gets excited about them. They're always raising money for stuff no one wants, like safety equipment for the first year's playground, which we all hate. As far as the rest of the school is concerned, the first year should have one giant swing that should go over a gorge that's filled with leaping crocodiles who should be allowed to eat one child each break time. That is the word we dream of. But then, this year, our head went away for a special course. Her full name is Ms. Birkenstead, Bamanpqh, because she has loads of qualifications. But we call her Miss Turkeyhead, because she looks like a turkey. She left the school fete in the control of Mr. Meaton and Mr. Bolton, the deputy heads. Mr. Bolton likes grammar, telling you you're wrong, and dunking biscuits in his tea. He is an idiot. But Mr. Meaton is an absolute legend who could have been a rock star or played ping pong at the Olympics. I know, I am captain of the ping pong team. Mr. Meaton started his first assembly with a huge guitar solo. And then he said he was in charge of how we spend the money from the next school fete. And he asked us what we might like to change in our school. Duncan Cliffhead stood up. He is a huge, hairy boy in year 6. "We want a new football pitch," he said. "I don't like Mrs. Chipstead," said Amelia Delacourt. "Let's get a better school pet." "Guys," said Mr. Meaton, "you're all thinking too small. What would you actually like to see in this school?" So then my good friend Cornaboy Gilligan stood up. "I like an adventure playground," he said. Everyone went wild. "But what would the adventure playground be like?" said Mr. Meaton. "Use your imaginations." Everyone turned to me, because everyone knows I have the best imagination in the school. "It should be a huge climbing frame," I said, "in the shape of a dragon. It should have a massive slide coming out of its mouth like a tongue." Everyone loved this. Duncan Cliffhead stood up. "My dad is a carpenter," he announced. "I bet he could make a climbing frame shaped like a dragon." "And we should also buy the old factory," said Cornaboy. "We should have slides off the top, and the bottom floor of the factory would be filled with guinea pigs, and the next floor would be for train sets, and then the top floor would have a pool that would be completely filled with penguins." Mr. Meaton stopped him. Guys, he said in his cool rockstar drawl. "I'd say that an adventure playground climbing frame might be possible, though it would probably cost about 10,000. But I'd have to say that 1, penguins are not pets, and 2, if we wanted to buy the factory, we would have to have the greatest school fete of all time." So then Carnaboy stood up in his chair. "Who wants to have the greatest school fete of all time?"